Yesterday, I got a new package. This is the Zone SS. Discraft is known for making several of the same mold, but with different stabilities. For example, with the Zone, normal Zone, we have the Zone OS, and now the Zone SS. The SS and OS is a more understable and overstable version of the normal disc, but with kind of the same feel. The SS is more understable and the OS is more overstable. Discraft also does this on the Nuke, on the Boss, and probably some other discs that I do not know. The reviews of this new Zone SS has been that it flies just like a perfectly seasoned normal Zone. And you're lucky, I got a perfectly seasoned normal Zone. But sometimes things are not as they seem. I do not use glasses, and this Zone is not overstable anymore. So it should fly just like this Zone SS. I will try that out for myself on the field. Let's get throwing. We made it to the field, now let's get testing. This first round I'll try to get them all to fly as straight as possible, down towards the goal in the other end. So this round is not about distance, it is about control. I'll start out with the two Zone SS's. Huge shout out to Disc Tree for sending me these Zone SS's so I can make this zone test. Okay, has a little flip, totally lost it out of my hand. Lovely. I'll try to give this one the same amount of hyzer and see if it is more or less flippy. This is my very money Zone. Wow, flies just like it. Then we got my first Zone ever, ESP, and this has dome, so does not really fly like these guys. But I'll try to give the same amount of hyzer. Yeah, and last but not least we got the Zone OS. I'll give it the same amount of hyzer just to show you what the Zone OS is all about. Yeah, look at that thing, dumpy as a rock. So control wise they're pretty good. Now we'll see the distance. Which one goes further? I feel like we could get one of them out to 100 meters. I really hope we do. Let's start out with the double Zone SS. Keep turning, keep turning. That is good rip. Out of the zones, the Zone SS has the best distance potential because you can do the big turning shot. Yeah, that was really good. Now we go to the regular zones. Okay, I needed a little more turn on that one. And then we got the other Zone, my first Zone. This actually has some stability, yeah. So we'll give some anhyzer. That one is far. Yeah, that might be the winner. Nope. Last but not least, we got the Zone OS. It has no chance in this field. All I have is a dream and the Zone OS. Yeah, I decided to throw that to the right. It got enough anhyzer, let's just say that. Even though the distances were pretty similar, the Zone SS went a little bit further and it got over 100 meters. Now what we need to do is make a CTP challenge. Follow me. This is Vestereng Disc Golf Course. This is where I will be doing the CTP challenge. We got 9 holes. If I think the holes is a little too far for a zone, I will maybe move the tee pad up a little. To make it simple for you guys watching, we'll go with the same order on every single hole. Zone SS first, then we got the normal Zone, and then the Zone OS. So we're going from understable to overstable. Closest one to the basket gets a point. We'll start out here with hole number 1. Flipped up nicely, but maybe a little too much for this hole. Normal Zone. That disc just went straight. I think the Zone OS takes the cake here on hole number 1. It was kind of the only of those zones that I could throw on the line I really wanted to throw it. I'm not that big of a hyzer flip forehand guy. We got the Zone SS and the normal Zone over here, and then we got the Zone OS right beside the basket. 1 point to the Zone OS. So 1 point up to the Zone OS. We go again here on hole 2. Zone SS first. This one needs to fade the other way, so we'll try the backhand. Okay, had a lot of stability. Maybe it is because there is a lot of wind right now. Yep. Maybe the Zone OS will win this just because I love to throw anhyzer and I'm very accurate with it. Famous last words. So that is an unexpected point to the Zone SS. It was the only one who made the gap. Well, it is not especially close, but the basket is up there somewhere. So my catch cam has decided that night has come early. I cannot see a single thing on it. I don't think I'll bother setting it up on this one. This is normally a par 4, but I've gone up to the landing zone and I will try to approach the basket. There's around 60 meters. It should be perfect for a zone up shot. That was nice. That one was nice too. Now the hard task is doing this with the Zone OS, because it has no flip up at all. Nah, I can't hit a tree. This one is a pretty easy winner to find. It is the Zone SS, only 5 meters from the basket. By the way, I love this challenge because I do not have to putt. You know, putting is fun, but it is also a mental battle. And being able to just pick up your disc without having to putt it, that is lovely. So of course, if I get an ace, that disc will just outright win. Other than that, we are on the famous bunker hole, and the rules will be a little different for this one. Anyone that stays on top of the bunker will get a point. And if none stays on top of the bunker, just the closest one will get a point. Yep, right down there. That one looked nice, but I don't know if it's close. That was a point for the regular zone. Now we're here on 05, basket is on another bunker, and I have to throw backhand hyzer through a tight gap. As always, we'll go with the Zone SS first. That is very close. So for the regular zone, I decided to use this other zone I brought. Very old ESP zone. It is a little easier to spot. You know, the sun's not set yet, but it is so clouded that it gets really dark here in the woods. So this will be a lot easier to see. Yep, brutal roll away. Good shot anyways. Last but not least, the Zone OS. I think I'll try to throw this a little higher and flex it maybe. Line hit. I think it is a little far off the basket. This is an easy point for the Zone SS. OS is all the way over there. So hole number 6 here. So this is not the real tee-pad. I've decided to move this a little bit forward because the real hole is 100 meters uphill. And that is really not the shot we're trying to test. And also if we were trying to test that, we'll do it on the last hole. Instead, we have this super straight shot. So I'll try to hyzer flip the Zone SS and try to get it to ride all the way to the pin. Now for this old zone. It actually has a fun dome, making it fly very far, just straight. I totally lost that thing. Last but not least, the Zone OS. I think this is close to impossible with the Zone OS, but I'll try to give it a lot of anhyzer. For some reason that thing is parked. You know, I flexed it perfectly down the fairway and then it hit a tree and bounced right to the pin. Wow. Unexpected point here for the Zone OS. Hole 7 here, we are taking the full hole. Mandatory ace run, by the way. So this is the hyzer flip forehand again. I needed it a little more. That was very good from the regular zone. Now we got the Zone OS, which really needs some points if it wants to catch the Zone SS. Go in. Dude, what a beautiful throw. It hit the tree right beside the basket. Yep, the Zone OS hit that tree right there. And over in the background we can see the regular zone, which gets the point. Now the weather is about to be a little more dim, so it will be darker. But we got the Zone SS and hole number 8. Right now the score is 3-2-2, so a lot to play for here in the last 2 holes. I think that will be in circle 2, normal zone. That must be circle 1. Then we only got the Zone OS. And we need to throw a very hard forehand. Like the line. That is hard for me to call from here. We need to get to the basket to see which one is actually closer in this instance. The basket is surrounded. We got the regular zone over here, like 12 meters. Then we got the Zone SS over here. Right here. Which is like 10 meters. And last but not least, we got the Zone OS inside the circle, gaining this point. The final hole, and it is not just a hole, it is a par 4, but it is also most likely the most scoreable hole on the course. I've got a lot of eagles here. We have a tight battle. 3 points to the Zone SS, 3 points to the Zone OS. So we'll have to find out which one is the winner, or if they're all gonna be tied if the regular zone wins. But I really do think that this Zone SS has the perfect flight for this hole. That is a bad tree. That might have robbed like 10 meters from the zone. 10 meters, which can be gained by this zone, the regular zone. But it does not. Or maybe it does. I did not hear a tree. And for the last time today, we have the Zone OS. I said before that it had no chance on a hole. And I'll say it here again. This disc has no chance on this hole. Need to give it a lot of Anheuser and hope for the best. Well, I did kind of hope for the best. I kind of think that it went closer to the basket than the Zone SS. This will be a photo finish. Oh no. Zone SS is definitely shorter than the Zone OS. Basket is over here, behind that tree. That is such an unexpected winner we got ourselves here, the Zone OS. On second place, we got this new Zone SS. And at the bottom floor, we got the regular zone. But I will say that Zone SS reminds me a lot of my most used zone. It is a 6-year-old regular zone and flies just like that Zone SS. So if you want to have a disc that flies like my get freaky zone I use everywhere, you should go get yourself a Zone SS. And I know they have some in stock here at this tree. They also got the Zone OS if you want that, or the regular zone if you want to lose the disc. Thank you for watching along. This is definitely a useful disc. So remember to comment down below and subscribe for a chance to win one of these too. See ya.